A CIA operative on a secret surveillance mission is blackmailed by a 9-year-old girl into teaching her how to become a spy. Hey there guys, my name is Tom, welcome back to my movie channel and thank you very much for joining me for this, my review of the brand new film starring Dave Bautista and Chloe Coleman, My Spy. And before we get into today's review, if you have not been here before, make sure you hit that subscribe button and do ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies. So I wouldn't really blame anybody if you didn't know that this movie was coming out because not many people did. And this was a film that I'd seen the trailers for and I was kind of interested because, you know, I like Dave Bautista as a personality and I like the idea of him teaming up with a little girl and teaching her how to become a spy. I thought that could be kind of cute and charming and there could be some decent laughs in it. So I went to see My Spy the other night and look, this film for the first 20 to 30 minutes, this film is awful. Every single joke fell completely flat. None of them worked. And I hate using the word cringe-worthy, but the first like 20 to 30 minutes of this movie were cringe-worthy. And the movie's only 2 hours long, and I thought if this is an indication of just how bad this movie's gonna be, then I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to make it the full 2 hours. But then at around the 30-minute mark, I sort of found myself giggling a little bit more at their jokes, and then that giggle turned into more of a laugh. And then I ended up starting to enjoy myself a little bit more in the movie. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and say this movie is worth going to see in the cinema because I don't really think it is. But what surprised me about the movie is the first 30 minutes are completely cringeworthy. And then the next hour and a half of this movie is actually kind of funny and kind of charming and has some really nice moments of humor and heart to it. Now listen, I'm a big fan of Dave Bautista just as a personality. Of course, I love him as Drax the Destroyer in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I didn't hate Stuber completely, but Stuber wasn't great, and Stuber really kind of demonstrated to me that Dave Bautista isn't ready to be the main lead in a movie, even the secondary lead in a movie. And that's of course not to say that he couldn't eventually become like a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and become that kind of a leading man in a film, but at this stage, with his level of experience right now, he's not ready to lead a film in my personal opinion. He certainly does have his strengths, and I think this movie doesn't really know what Dave Bautista's strengths are. And I think that was probably one of the weaknesses of the film was casting Dave Bautista in this role. I mean, as far as physicality goes, obviously he is in the right physicality to play the role of a CIA operative and spy and all that. But as far as, you know, acting goes and dialogue, Dave Bautista in this movie doesn't really work. Although I will say that in the last hour and a half of the movie, Dave Bautista has his moments to shine. He certainly does have his moments in the movie, and I can't say that watching Dave Bautista do some things in this movie wasn't entertaining. It certainly was, because he does have his moments. But it is really clear he's not ready to carry a movie on his own shoulders yet. However, the young girl in the movie, Sophie, played by Chloe Coleman, she is fantastic. She's so adorable and she really brings it in this movie. She steals every single scene she's in. And the chemistry between her and Dave Bautista is really quite sweet. And I gotta be honest, the movie pleasantly surprised me in the end because it is really hard to get an audience back on board if your first act sucks. And the first act of this movie is really bad. Although there were only two of us in the theater and the guy sitting a few rows ahead of me was really enjoying himself and he found the first 30 minutes to be quite entertaining and quite funny. However, I did enjoy the last hour and a half of the movie, so major props to this film for taking a cringe-worthy first act and turning it into an enjoyable experience by the end. So look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to rush out and see My Spy immediately. This is a movie that you can wait to see. You don't need to go and see this film and pay for it in the theater. It's really not worth that amount of effort. But I think overall, by the end of the movie, the film did its job in that sense of just, it delivered on the promise of the chemistry between Dave Bautista and the girl, and they have some interesting scenes together, and I'm a sucker for movies with odd couple kind of pairings. And again, I think the movie and Dave Bautista in this film have their moments overall. So is the movie great? No, the movie's not great, but the movie's not complete garbage either. I think this movie is just fine. It's just okay. It's good. It's entertaining. You can watch it and have fun with it. Maybe wait till it hits Netflix or something. I don't know. Anyway, guys, that is my review of My Spy. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies. My name is Tom. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.